Hi there folks, Borislav247 here with another Days Gone video from my sub-challenges series, where I show one specific challenge and break down all the sub-challenges that lie within it. And on this video, it's the reload challenge that gets my full attention. Now, throughout all my time playing these challenges, I've never taken the time to go into great detail about the sub-challenges that need to be completed. Well, all that is going to change, as I intend on showing all 12 challenges in this video series and then breaking down and showing every sub-challenge completed in as easy a way as possible. And trust me when I say this folks, a lot of these sub-challenges can be hugely simplified. Now then, before I get to explaining each of these challenges, the first thing I actually have to do is change the information on screen, because the information you're actually seeing is the requirements for the bronze level for all of these sub-challenges. I, of course, am only interested in showing how to get the gold standards. So let's change this now. Right then, now that the gold standards are on the screen, let's take a look at these 4 sub-challenges. I'm going to start with Pyromaniac. This requires you to get 125 kills using barrels or crates. Now, what this doesn't mention is that you can also use oxygen tanks. And given the amount of barrels, crates and oxygen tanks that are in this particular challenge, and given that you have a full 3 minutes in order to get the job done, this one really isn't a tough one at all folks, and I'll show exactly how it's done. Now then, the second sub-challenge is called One Shot, and this requires you to get 60 penetrative kills. Now, given that you have a BFG to use and also a PDW, this one really isn't too much of a problem at all. Which brings me nicely on to the third sub-challenge, because the second and the third one can be taken out together. The third sub-challenge, called Concentrated, requires you to kill 60 freakers while using focus. Now, if you're in focus mode and you are using a BFG or a PDW, you will start registering kills on both of these sub-challenges at the same time. So obviously I'm going to be taking out these two at the same time. And this finally brings me to Resourceful. Now, to say that the description for this particular sub-challenge is a bit unclear is an understatement. Get 60 environmental kills. The first time I read this I was thinking, what the fuck is that supposed to mean? It could mean anything. But this is exactly what is required to get the job done. Basically, on this challenge, there are a number of gaps that are covered by makeshift bridges, which basically look like pallet wood. And the idea is to basically head up and go over these makeshift bridges, have the horde follow you, and the weight of the horde when they arrive there will break these bridges, and the freakers that fall to their deaths basically record your environmental kills. And it's also worth noting that this is probably one of the easiest sub-challenges you will actually ever have to face. Especially when you see how it's done. It's really not a difficult one at all. Anyways, that's them all explained, so let's get to the setup. Now then, this particular challenge doesn't actually require the use of any rings to get the job done for all these sub-challenges, but these are the 2 I would recommend if you do want to use rings. The first is bullets. That's basically when you do a dive roll, you replenish so much of the ammunition that's in the weapon that you're carrying. And the second is Lionheart. Basically kills while a focus cocktail is active, restore focus. So, let's get on to the first sub-challenge. Right, the first sub-challenge I'm taking on is Pyromaniac, and this requires you to get 125 kills using barrels, crates or oxygen tanks. And straight away I'm changing my weapon to the BFG, and this is just purely for extra bullet penetration, because there is times that you might be slightly hindered in trying to hit the target. Well, the BFG will go through at least one freaker in order to hit the target. If you have extra bullet penetration, say from the Ambush Campers challenge, this bad boy will go through quite a few of them. So, however, at the moment, it's just very handy as well because you can actually aim that bit more accurate. And already I've got 82 kills of the 125 required. So, basically, the next 3 or 4 barrels at the very most should do the job here. Right then, for the next shot I'm actually going to change to the PDW to just conserve a little bit of my BFG ammo, but also because I have a nice free line of sight at that barrel. But I'm moving back to the BFG for these last two, and that is actually the job done there, but just for good measure I'm just going to hit the next barrel one. That is it, job done. Yep, very nice indeed. Oh, and as well as that, a silver score to go with it. Very nice. Okay, back to the setup page. Right then, before moving on, I just want to show the patch perk that you're basically working for on this challenge. And it's basically where your bike takes less damage from jumps and water. But because I now have some credits, I am going to take the time to equip myself with a couple of rings. Bullets won't make that much of a difference because it's a level 1 ring. But Lionheart will certainly help, even for a level 1. And lastly, I want to change the character from Deacon to Ricky, because Ricky is a slightly faster moving character. That is worth noting, folks. Sarah especially. If you're going to choose any two characters where you have to do a bit of running about, I always recommend Ricky or Sarah. But anyways, on to the second sub-challenge. Right then, on to the second sub-challenge, which is called Resourceful. 60 kills are required in order to get this done. And the only weapon that I actually require to use on this is my melee weapon, because I'm looking to get them up in numbers, and I usually like to try and take the first one out, and it just holds a few of them back so that when that bridge does finally go, you get a few kills. And already there you can see 27 kills off that one alone. I may actually get the job done after just 2 bridges here. Again, there we go, and I'm just moving over this way just in case you don't get the 60 kills after those first 2 bridges. You have another one there, and guaranteed that will get the job done. And there we go. I did say this was one of the easiest sub challenges you'll ever take on, and there is all the proof you need. That is it, job done. Okay, on to the last 2 sub challenges. Right then, on to the last 2 sub-challenges, which are one-shot and concentrated. 60 kills required for both of these sub-challenges, and I basically start by looking to create a wall of fire, just to slow the horde down. And then from here, I'm just looking to go to town with the BFG. Now, you can use the PDW, this will also do the job for these 2 sub-challenges. However, the big difference with the BFG is you can use this from much further away, so its range is much better, and because of that it's a much safer way of getting the job done. Now, I was looking to use another focus cocktail, but the one I have is still active, so I'm going to make full use of that. And yep, that is the concentrated sub-challenge taken care of, so it's just 1 shot left. And truth be told, it probably won't take too many with this bad boy, so I'm just going to make sure to get a bit more ammunition. It is overkill. Just make sure a focus cocktail is armed, and then I've got them nicely lined up, and there we go, job done. Very nice indeed. However, my work on this video is not yet finished because I have not yet got a gold score. Right then, on to the last run, where I'm basically going to show how to obtain a gold score. I know this video is all about the sub-challenges, but I do always like to show how a gold score is achieved on all of these videos. So, I've basically started off by creating some explosions just to create that wall of fire again, and then I'm going to go to town with the BFG, which I have just to get the multiplier going. Now from here, it's basically all about hitting the explosives and burning kills. This is what I'm looking for. The burning kills basically that come after the explosions score 5 times higher than normal kills, so they are worth getting. So from here, I'm looking to just go with a pipe bomb, run very quickly through here, and then immediately as soon as that pipe bomb's gone off and I am through, hitting those oxygen tanks, then hitting that barrel, going for this lot here again. I will get quite a lot in the way of burning kills. They always come after the explosion. And the target that I'm looking for here is 80,000 to get a gold score. So doing it this way really doesn't take that long at all. Basically because there is that much explosives about this place. And I normally get it in this petrol station area right here, so yeah, given that I'm almost at 70,000, this is looking pretty good. I'm just going to hit that one there just for the hell of it, but I will get some burning kills out of that, so it's not completely for no reason. And there we go. Job done. 80,000 achieved. As you can see, in the time that it took them to kill me there, I think I got about an extra 10 to 13,000. So it just goes to show how good the burning kills are near the end of the run. And that is pretty much it, folks. The patch perk basically you get from this gives you 20% damage reduction from jumps in water. And that is it. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you all enjoyed the video.